Mendeecees has finally broken his silence, and the internet is ablaze with murmurs, gasps, and sheer incredulity. And the way he did it was an explosion of reality TV. Mendeecees allegedly lashed out on Instagram Live in an unexpected moment, accusing controversial blogger Tasha K of being completely fixated on both him and Mena. And he didn't mince words. According to people close to the cast, he was furious and rolling his eyes in annoyance as he allegedly chastised her for attempting to ruin his reputation year after year. Leak upon leak, piece by piece. Fans are now split. What is Tasha doing? According to some, she consistently exposes the truth encased in pandemonium. Some people think she's gone too far, particularly in light of the recent federal turn to her accusations. Mendeecees claims that Tasha has dragged him and Erica through Helen, from cheating scandals to whispers in the courtroom. Had enough. One question has the internet buzzing, with screenshots appearing and comments flying. Was Tasha pushing him too much at last? Or is only another tumultuous phase in the ongoing conflict between online gossip queens and reality stars? In any case, the consequences are just getting started. Twitter was hit like a lightning bolt by a single clip or two. Seconds of grainy screen recording. In the video, Mendeecees was seen photographing himself on a phone while standing in front of a stark white wall. His voice was low, yet strained. His eyes darted from the lens as he murmured, "She's obsessed. Years have passed. She simply won't. Let us be alone." No one needed names, yet none were revealed. Within minutes, the comments were exploding. It was clear from the timing, the tone, and the frustration in his voice that he was referring to Tasha K. This was more than just venting. She was being called out by him. In an hour, the video had already been clipped, filtered, and captioned by the gossip blogs. Like Tasha K's most recent victim speaks out, and Mendeecees finally breaks down. Some fans interpreted it as an emotional and unvarnished moment of honesty. Others referred to it as deflection and rolled their eyes. However, it seemed like something more to many who had been following the back and forth for years. This was no ordinary Instagram tale. This was Mendeecees' public breakdown and possibly an attempt to regain control. Word began to circulate that Tasha had been preparing for yet another significant drop behind the scenes. It had nothing to do with secret direct messages or cheating this time. It was larger. A voice memo claims to have access to audio indicating federal interest in Mendeecees from a person close to the hip-hop and love scene. The voice said they bothered him. On the set, they had microphones. Can Tasha manage to obtain it? It sounded crazy, like it was too good to be true. However, Tasha's profession was transforming the improbable into the unquestionable. She was now giving hints that there would be an additional film that would completely reveal the truth. Meanwhile, Mena remained uncharacteristically silent. She didn't tweet, publish, or even attend her regular brand events. One comment said, "Erica is so silent all of a sudden." Fans took note. Behind closed doors, insiders claim she was incensed, not only at Tasha, but also at Mendeecees. Another person added she always talks, but now that Tasha K is name-dropping, again, she ghosted. Erica bore the brunt of the fallout when Tasha last caused a scandal. Her name appeared in the headlines and her emotions were captured on tape. She was determined not to allow that to occur again this time. When Tasha posted a thumbnail teaser instead of the entire video, the tension reached a boiling point. A hazy shot of a person wearing a hoodie that reads, "He knows, I know." The internet went crazy. Everyone thought it belonged to Mendeecees, and rumors began to spread. Was there evidence that he had spoken to someone he shouldn't have? Was he caught on camera confessing to a crime? Or was this just another one of Tasha's ploys to increase views and cause mayhem? The men have had enough. Someone in his camp said he began making phone calls. Network representatives, producers, and even former cast members. He desired an end to the leaks. He wants someone to keep Tasha quiet, down before things got out of hand. But nobody could stop it. Tasha walked a tightrope legally. She only said enough to provoke discussion, pique suspicion, and allow the audience to make the connections without actually saying anything. They did. When a second clip appeared late one evening, it was the tipping point. Mendeecees needs to start speaking more plainly. She damaged my reputation. He said every time we get peace, every time Erica and I try to move forward. Here she comes again with lies, with stories, with clips that don't even tell the full truth. The voice cracked near the end. Man, I have children. This stuff is visible to them. Supporters were divided. Some claimed it was manipulation. The pain was visible to others. However, one thing was for sure. War had been declared by Mendeecees. It was not long before Tasha answered. She followed up with a poll after writing, "If it wasn't true, why are you so mad?" In a since-deleted post, "Should I let him sweat or release the entire audio?" 78% of her fans voted in favor of hearing it. The remarks were harsh. Like in a custody dispute, people took sides. Backstage at a recent taping, cast members whispered that production was panicking because the producers didn't want to be caught in the crossfire of a federal rumor that went viral. Some of them had worked with Mendeecees for years, and they weren't ready to burn that bridge. One user wrote, "He's been hiding too long. Spill it all." Another user said, "Leave him alone. It's not perfect, but you're dragging him for clicks." Some things deserve a response, others don't. Yandi wrote in a caption for a muted boomerang photo of herself in a studio. But at the same time, the buzz was undeniable. Social media was exploding. Love and Hip Hop hadn't had this kind of engagement in months. Yandi had remained silent the entire time. But now that Mendeecees was trending and Tasha K was doubling down, she finally broke her silence. Her post brought her name back into the spotlight, but fans weren't sure what to think of it. Was she supporting her man, making fun of Tasha, or simply attempting to remain impartial in a dispute that was already getting out of hand? People started repeating Tasha's earlier accusations from years ago, in which she accused Yandi of controlling the storyline around her relationship with Mendeecees. One fan tweeted, "Funny how Yandi is always quiet until it gets real." The topic brought back old controversy. Where was this enthusiasm when Tasha claimed to have fabricated the marriage plot and was now experiencing pressure from all sides? Two stories again? No filter this time. Just his voice and a black screen. "For years, this woman has been on me and my family," he stated. "She told lies about our children, about Erica, and about my past. She now claims that the feds are observing me. You must be ill. Obsessed?" The word obsessed struck a different chord because of who he was referring to, not just because of the way he said it. It wasn't just any troll. It was a media powerhouse who had built her entire brand on exposing people like him. And he was publicly calling her out without apologizing. Fans began analyzing every exchange between Tasha and the couple. Uncovering old one recovered interviews showed Tasha laughing and joking. "I could destroy that man's image if I really wanted." Other videos, deleted comments, and even podcast clips have Tasha mentioning Erica's name as if it were a casual side dish. Erica finally broke her silence in a late-night Twitter tirade, writing, "Have you ever been stalked with a camera and a microphone? Welcome to my life," she wrote. "This isn't journalism. This is obsession." Coup? Now, people are wondering, was she serious back then? Or was she just setting the stage for what's happening now? She followed it up with a picture of herself and Mendeecees holding hands, with no caption or explanation. It was a full-fledged conflict between the blogger and the couple she had allegedly been targeting for years. And somewhere in the middle of tardy, like, look at this, and we look at this, and we all know I've been exploring that. We call it a look at us, and we all know I've been exploring that path. With us to see so 5 days. We are at Winscom. I see with so alleged. We see with so say God. We see with see with sigh, see with see at con we see with sigh with see with sigh with see with the kakala say kasi key to be get you to can we to soka to kiwi to kai get a society with you guy kasika to you to car we you to you to wick I kaka kak you fin do it with I 50 I think with the had the kai and it forget we it all, the truth kept becoming hazier. Had Tasha really gone too far this time? Or was she just doing what she always did, dropping half-truths and letting the audience fill in the blanks? Because one thing was clear. The picture went viral immediately. People argued whether it was real or just damage control, but the effect was undeniable. The silence that followed Erica's late-night post didn't last long. And it felt like the silence before a storm rips the sky open. People had just finished retweeting her picture of her hand-holding Mendeecees when Tasha K responded with a post that left social media in ruins. 5 words. No hashtags, no emojis, just plain text on a black background. I've only scratched the surface. And with that, the entire internet knew she wasn't done. Not by a long shot. Asterisk what followed was not a video or audio file, but something much more dangerous, a leaked email. The screenshot, which was posted on a fan gossip page with an anonymous tag, showed what appeared to be internal correspondence between a source connected to the Love and Hip Hop production set and someone from Tasha's camp. The email suggested that during a location shoot months ago, someone on set had informed her about a federal party, expressing interest in Mendeecees' finances. Although the email had no official name or confirmation of its authenticity, the internet didn't wait, and fans started asking, was Tasha getting insider information? How far back did go, if at all? A reality TV page shared a secret direct message breach that said that Mine's Already on Edge called a close buddy who used to deal with production. A friend bluntly told him, bro, they've been chatting to her. I didn't tell you, but she's being fed by someone. I swear if I find out who, it's done, Mendeecees said in one of the blurred texts, which had names deleted but was still apparent, enough to incite fear. Fans bombarded Jan's page, demanding that she speak up. Where do you stand? Do you believe your husband? Or is this damage control? It was unclear whether the situation was a genuine threat or simply a boiling out of frustration, but it only fueled the flames. Every time she posted something irrelevant, like a skincare product or a training video, the comments section erupted in criticism of her for dodging the subject. One user wrote, "They're doing squats while the feds are squatting on Mendeecees' head." Her silence just made matters worse. I've watched this play out long enough, she said, and I've remained silent not because I'm afraid, but because I'm tired of defending myself against a woman who has made us her storyline for years. The pressure increased until she finally released a brief, obviously unscripted video shot on her phone, her eyes puffy, her voice low. We're tired of trying to prove that we're real people with real families, not just clickbait. She didn't mention Tasha's name, but it was clear who the video was aimed at. The video received over 1 million views in a single day, and Tasha K wasn't stopping. Her next post was a blurry picture of court documents. It was only a tease with the caption, "He'd better hope I don't post the rest." Whether true or not, it was enough to send the fan base into a tailspin. Fans zoomed in, screenshotted enhanced, and swore they could make out phrases like fiscal review, public conduct, and third-party witness. YouTube reaction videos appeared hourly, asking the same question. Was this just trolling? Or was Tasha K really sitting on something explosive? At this point, the producers behind Love and Hip Hop reportedly stepped in. They have been quiet in public, but sources say they were furious in private. Not because of the drama, but because of the direction it was going. Federal allegations, leaked emails, a potential staff mole. This wasn't just messy, it was risky. One anonymous source told a gossip reporter that they wanted scandal, not subpoenas. A week after her initial post, Erica went live on Instagram, showing off her hoodie and couch. "You want to keep playing with people's lives? Fine," she said, eyes locked on the camera. "But what you're not going to do is act like it's journalism." There was a rumored emergency meeting with a few cast members asking everyone to keep things under control until filming wrapped, but with emotions this raw and egos this bruised, that was easier said than done. Fans cheered, trolls cheered, and bloggers clipped every second. Some pointed out Erica's history of drama, accusing her of deflecting. Others felt her pain. "It's personal. It's always been personal. She's been coming for me since day one. Why? Because I didn't play the game. Because I spoke up. Because I told her no." You can hear the exhaustion in her voice. One tweet that went viral said, "This isn't for influence, it's survival." Mendeecees watched the live from a separate room. According to a source close to the couple, he'd wanted to go live with her. But Erica said, "No, this is my war too. You're not the only one being dragged," she informed him. According to some close to them, there had been a lot of stress in their home, even if they weren't fighting. One source said, "She flinches every time her phone buzzes. Each time his name, they hold their breath." Trends. Then came the shocking turn of events that nobody had anticipated. A former Love and Hip Hop producer sent an anonymous email to a podcast host with a claim that rocked the entire story. Tasha K had once offered the network exclusive leaks, tainted stories, and pre-planned scandal drops in exchange for early access to cast content. The network reportedly rejected the claim, but Tasha allegedly continued to create parallel drama using her own contacts, often dropping it the same week as major storylines. The game changed when the podcast episode aired, and this theory went viral online, leaving fans wondering if Tasha K had been planning all of this to fit the show's schedule. One blogger said she's producing without a paycheck, but she's not exposing. Others pushed back. Nah, she just got better sources than VH1. Mendeecees, however, felt vindicated. A close friend said he finally seemed like he could breathe again. He kept saying, "See, it's not just me. Plotting has been your thing." Clips from his past reappeared, and even with that momentum, the damage was done. His name was trending for the wrong reasons. The worst part was that fans had started to suspect Yandi and Erica as well. The irony was not lost on anyone, especially Tasha, who followed up with a sarcastic post that read, "Now I'm the villain for giving y'all the truth." She then asked if she should remain silent or go savage, and more than 80% of respondents selected savage. And so the cycle continued. For those in the midst of it, Mendeecees Erica Yandette was not entertainment. Rather, it was personal, messy, and exhausting. With Tasha teasing another part 2 of her alleged leak, nobody knew where the next hit would land. But everyone was watching and waiting because, whether she had the goods or was just bluffing, one thing was certain: Tasha had them all on edge, and she wasn't letting go. Daytime talk shows, podcast hosts, bloggers, and even documentary producers wanted a piece of the chaos. Some dubbed it the fall of a reality TV king, while others dubbed it the retaliation of digital media. The line between reality, retaliation, and unfiltered emotion had become so blurred that even the most devoted fans were unsure of what to believe. By the time the third wave of backlash hit, Mendeecees, who had previously been known for maintaining his composure, was now at the center of one of the most chaotic internet scandals that the Love and Hip Hop franchise had ever seen. And it wasn't even on television. This wasn't scripted. Wasn't edited. Wells real-time damage, and every second of it was being dissected across thousands of phones, blogs, and group chats. To make matters worse, Tasha K didn't have to post lengthy videos or hour-long tirades to K1-liners, like he said what he wasn't supposed to say or asked Erica who she called that night. Each post felt like a piece of a larger story, and the fans were obsessed with solving it. She had figured out the formula: small bites, cryptic captions, and enough shade to keep the internet dizzy. In the meantime, Mendeecees had completely stopped posting and receiving likes. After calling Tasha out, he vanished, and people noticed. Right away. One user commented, "There must be something genuine behind those leaks." Others stood up for him, arguing that the man was entitled to peace. But silence in the world of public drama is almost always interpreted as guilt. And unfortunately for Mendeecees, Tasha wasn't leaving room for doubt. In a voice note she posted on her Patreon, Kiza claimed she had an audio-only clip of Mendeecees in a heated conversation about protecting Erica from exposure. She didn't post the full recording, just a 7-second teaser that cut off right after Mendeecees' voice said, "Nah, if that gets out, we're done." Fans went into a frenzy. Some speculated he was talking about an old affair. Others said it was about a past arrest. The truth didn't even matter anymore. The damage was in the suggestion. But while the internet argued, Yandi was done sitting on the sidelines. She posted a close-up selfie. No filter, no glam, just tired eyes. And the caption, "Say my name again and watch what happens." It was a straightforward challenge. Asterisk, the internet went crazy, and within an hour, Tasha reposted it with the response, "Oh, I plan to." No hiding behind ambiguity or indirectness. That was the night that everything changed. Later that night, a new video appeared that nobody had anticipated. It was not from Tasha or Mendeecees, but rather from a producer's former assistant, who had worked the Atlanta set during season 10 in a since-deleted TikTok. The assistant claimed to have seen several conversations between Tasha K and production insiders, saying that they wanted drama and that Tasha provided it. Despite all of this chaos, Tasha K never slowed down. She posted another teaser on her YouTube community tab saying, "You want the uncut version? Keep watching." The countdown then started, with fans glued to her page, waiting for what she'd drop next. She continued by saying that some scenes had been exaggerated or cut in specific ways just to line up with what Tasha would say next on her platform. It's like they were feeding each other. Backstage at the next taping, the atmosphere was tense, security was tight, phones were prohibited. And the producers of Love and Hip Hop finally released a vague statement that said they valued the safety and well-being of their cast and did not condone harassment. However, it was too little, too late, and no one bought it. The cast wanted peace, the fans wanted answers, and the internet wanted blood. She showed up with her lawyer. Yandi hardly spoke to anyone. Mendeecees came in, did his scenes, and left. Without even changing his clothes, he's done. One crew member muttered, "This isn't fun for him anymore." Despite everything, the ratings were up, way up. Tasha had more eyes on her than ever before. Her channel was trending. Her name was in headlines, and her inbox was full of anonymous sources and tip-offs. Even so, she continued to post, tease, and spin because whether Mendeecees liked it or not, his name had become her content. His suffering had become entertainment. And in this cruel corner of the internet, the drama never ends, it only gets worse. On what should have been a typical production day, the tension was high, while the set was unusually quiet that morning. Producers were buried in text chains, crew members whispered behind lighting rigs, and cast members walked with tight shoulders and darting eyes. Everyone knew something was about to happen. They simply didn't know what shape it would take. Wasn't just about Mendeecees anymore. It was about how Tasha K had managed to bring the entire show under her control, and now her hold was unstoppable. Tasha's single quote's most recent teaser had gone viral just hours earlier. And even though the audio was muffled, one line stood out. "I should have never let her get that close." The shaky video clip, which was obviously taken from a private parking lot meeting outside the studio, showed Mendeecees talking to an unidentified person, his hands moving in frustration. Mendeecees didn't publicly respond, But those close to him said he was devastated, feeling like he was being hunted. Like, no matter where he went, someone had a lens on him. The theories were more rapid than anyone could react, and no one could explain how the footage was even taken. The parking lot was supposed to be secure. According to reports, he turned to Yandi and asked, "How did she get this deep in our lives? What gave her this level of access?" Yandi didn't have an answer. She just looked at him, lips pressed tight, and whispered, "We let it happen." Set that day seemed more akin to when a makeup artist attempted to powder Erica's cheeks. She brushed the hand away, saying, "Don't bother, because they're going to say I'm faking emotions anyway." The situation was more like a courtroom than a reality TV show, and all of the cast members had seen the clip. The whispers were constant. Yandi furrowed her brow and flipped through her phone, looking at Mendeecees every few seconds as she sat quietly in a chair with her hood up and her eyes unreadable. The producers pulled. "This has gone beyond television. It's real now." Erica laughed bitterly. "You think it wasn't real before?" Yandi folded her arms. "We're being recorded off set and off duty without our consent. And she's allowed to post that the producers exchanged glances. We can't control her," one executive admitted, "but we can give you the space to respond on your own terms." Mendes remained silent for a while. They went into a private meeting before filming. No cameras, no assistants, just the three of them, and two executives. "We need to know how you want to proceed." The room fell silent when he finally spoke, saying, "If I respond, she wins. If I stay quiet, she wins. How do I get my name back?" Later that night, after filming was finished, the three of them sat in the same green room where they had once celebrated a scene that had gone viral, but now it felt like a bunker. With phones buzzing nonstop outside, tweets pouring in, stories being reshared, and hashtags like #Mendeecees leaks and #TashAK exposed trending simultaneously, leaving even fans unsure of which side to support. While some expressed sympathy for the couple, others insisted that they were finally being exposed. Erica read aloud from one of her direct messages, "You deserve this. You've been fake from day one." She then turned the phone to Mendes, her voice cracking. "You see this? I've been paying for you for the past 4 years. He looked at her, his jaw clenched, but remained silent. So Yandi jumped in and said, "Don't do that. This isn't his fault alone." V continued, "I'm not here to entertain tonight," she said. "I'm not here to trend." Erica wiped her face and said, "I'm done being silent." That night, without telling anyone, Erica went live. She wasn't wearing full glam and wasn't even sitting upright. Instead, she was lying on her side with her phone balanced on a pillow, voice steady and voice. "I'm not here to entertain tonight," she said. "I'm simply here because I'm..." For what purpose has Tasha K dragged every bit of my name, my family, and my suffering? For money, for clicks. People are now accusing me of lying, accusing me of complicity, and claiming that I deserve this. She hesitated, her lip quivering. No one should have to endure this kind of stalking. It's not acceptable, regardless of what you may think of me. Within 10 minutes, her live stream had over 80K viewers. She didn't cry, she didn't shout, she merely said something, human, broken, and raw. And people began to change for the first time in this whole mess. Not all of the remarks were hostile. Hearts were present. Apologies were made. Fans said, "I judged you too soon." Many watched her live on his phone while seated in the adjacent room. After she was done, he went to the kitchen and with trembling hands poured a glass of water. "Are you going to say something too?" Yandi said, after he was silent for a while, and he nodded. However, not for her. For those who continue to think, I am who she claims I am. Mendes eventually uploaded a single video the next day. He is sitting by himself. It's just the truth, without any music, effects, or background. "I am aware of my imperfections." He said, "I know my past isn't clean, but I've worked every day to be better for my family, my wife, and my kids." and no blogger. No comment section. No viral post will take that from me. He was staring straight into the camera. You say I'm hiding. If I've never hidden, I've been living. If living makes me a target, then so be it. The footage went viral. Million views in a day or less. Tasha's supporters were divided as well. He was ridiculed by some and revered by others, but there was no denying one thing. He had taken back some of the story. Tasha refused to give up. With a sardonic sneer, she posted right away. "Oh, you're all cured and spiritual now." Her voice, however, sounded different. Her remarks were replete with pushback for the first time. This was excessive. Allow them to breathe, perhaps. This is trauma, not tea. It was something, but it wasn't. A full shift. A dot. Producers seized the opportunity to profit. They proposed a special sit-down episode for Mondays, Yandi and Erica. Just them and the truth. No script. They initially refused, but Erica eventually agreed. Yandi also said yes when she did. After several days, Mendeecees finally, "I concurred. I lose the right to speak at all if I don't speak now," he remarked. The episode was secretly filmed. The three of them are sitting on couches in a tiny space with dim lighting. They talked about the violations, the rumors, the leaks, and the terror for 2 hours. They did not weep for pity. They did not plead for pardon. They simply said the truth. The internet paused when it aired because it was real, not because it was dramatic. And authenticity had become the most scarce of all in a world of fake scandals, twisted captions, and viral deception. You've witnessed everything. Betrayals, the breakdowns, and the hazy distinctions between rumor and the truth. We've seen Mendeecees push himself to the limit by criticizing Tasha K for the years of harm she caused in addition to the mayhem she caused. We've witnessed Erica assert herself honestly rather than by yelling, "Yandandi," who was often cool under pressure, was also caught up in the storm. When silence no longer felt safe, I felt compelled to speak up. This was more than just online animosity. Real people and the machine that makes money out of their suffering were engaged in a full-fledged conflict. Now it's your turn to answer the question. Do you believe Mendeecees' description of Tasha K as obsessed was accurate? Is she spreading a story she helped build, or is she exposing the truth? Was the footage that was leaked evidence of something more serious, or just another clickbait? And does the public give the cast some respect after all the lives, the tears, and the quiet evenings full of internet chatter? Or does living on camera come with a price? Leave a comment below with your opinions. What was the most impactful moment for you? Was it Mendeecees finally speaking up, Yandi's subliminal threat, or Erica's late-night confession? Tell us where you stand, please. Click like if you think everyone should hear their side of the story, especially the one that isn't often heard. For more in-depth analysis of the two, avoid missing the next turn in this complex reality. Ring the bell and follow the drama behind the headlines. We're here to pull back the curtain when the cameras stop rolling and the rumors continue to circulate.